Hello, everyone. My name is Brett Snow. I'm PhD, licensed clinical pastoral counselor. What I want to talk about today is just a brief introduction of Surviving Life Ministries. And I want to do it just from the heart and no script, no PowerPoint to keep me on track, as I need a lot of times because my mind's all over the place. So who are we? Who is Surviving Life Ministries? Well, we're an online pastoral counseling ministry. And why we chose to be online is because we want to be able to reach everybody. We want to be able to reach coast to coast. We didn't want to be confined to a region. We didn't want to be bound between state lines. And we felt that it was important to reach as many people as we certainly could. And so what do? Well, we mesh life experience with education, with theology, and we bridge that with modern science. And we take that and we apply it to life. It's important to have education. You know, it's important to have an education. It's important to have clinical experience. But it's also important, as we feel, to have personal life experience. And when we're talking about life experience, we're talking about personal experience with anxiety. We're talking about personal experience with divorce, making critical life decisions that we may later feel regret about. Experiencing debilitating anxiety, experiencing PTSD and signs and symptoms of that. And so most people come to seek counseling because they feel that they're broke. And why do they feel that way? Well, it's because that's what society tells us. If you have an emotional imbalance or you think differently or you do something differently that may be against someone else's perspective as being correct, you're automatically broken. You go and spend time in battle. You come back. You are expected to be broke. They label you with a label that expected to be or made you feel that it's a lifelong label. Well, we don't look at it that way. We don't look at things that way. We don't see you as a car that's on the side of the road broken down with the hood up. What we do is we see everyone as especially if they're seeking help, we see as you being lost, misguided. We see you as maybe experiencing wrongful thinking that is ingrained in you through your belief systems, through maybe how you were raised or maybe the environment that you've been in. It's an altered worldview, and those kind of things are okay. And we also see you as being imperfect because no one's perfect, right? And so, what's our goal? We help you. Our goal is to help you recalibrate your thinking, help you find your way, and help you realize that you're not perfect. And the label that you may have or may be living with doesn't have to be lifelong. And there's many research projects that are showing that. And one of them is showing what's called neuroplasticity, which means that our brains can adjust to the way we think and the way that we live our lives, and which really kind of stems from our belief systems. It's if we look at how we believe in a certain situation that winds up being false, well, that triggers a lot of our thoughts, and our thoughts then guide our actions, and so it's good. It's good to reevaluate your way of thinking. The other thing we look at is inborn temperament. We utilize psychometric profiles. We use other measurements to look at anxiety, anger. But one of the things that we really focus on is our inborn temperament. Inborn temperament basically is who we are, who God designed us initially. It's our inner programming. And when you talk about personality is an expression of those temperaments, but they're not always in line. They're not always in line with what you're doing in life. They're not always in line with your environment. And so a personality, something that is observed, might be that that is truly not who you really are. And so we dig into that, we find that out. So our big thing is to make sure that you know that you're not broken, and we all experience things. Um, you know, I've experienced debilitating anxiety. I've experienced PTSD. I've experienced divorce. I've started my life over multiple times. Um, I've been exposed to traumatic, situations that have basically taken over my mind and my thoughts. I've been exposed to those kind of things. I've been in the fire service for 3 decades, and so personal experience we value. We think it rises above education, and so first. It's when you come to Surviving Life Ministries, check us out. It's sl-ministries.com. When you first come to us, first of all, we are Brett and Julie first. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to hear what's going on in your life. And we are Dr. Brett, Pastoral Counselor Julie second. And so that's kind of how we operate. And so we look at things like, so what is depression? So depression is basically living in the past, letting your past take over and inhibit your ability to live for today. And we look at anxiety. Anxiety is a fear of something. It's a fear of something that one may never happen. And a lot of that is false fear. And so we'll dig into that. We'll find out what's causing this anxiety. And guilt's a major thing. And what is guilt? Guilt is a sense of feeling responsible for something, whether it's in the past, or maybe it's something that's currently going on in your life, but it's a feeling of responsibility for something. And we'll dig into that, and we'll find that most times what you feel responsible for, you certainly had no control over. And we look at addictions, right? So we look at addictions. And so what are addictions? Addictions are basically our addictions are basically a false need, right? A false sense of need on something that is controlling your life, something that you're allowing to control your life. And again, we'll take a look at that. So again, check us out. It's sl-ministries.com. Read our stories, read what we're all about. And if you are interested, give us an email. If you think that you may be having some troubles that we can certainly help you with, by all means, give us a shot. We're also into prevention. We love talking to couples that are getting ready to get married, that are already married, maybe struggling. And we look at what's happening. We do, inborn temperament assessments. We look at what's happening in a relationship. We basically take your assessment and what you're telling us about yourself, we frame it, and we give it back to you, and we show you what your needs are, where your needs aren't being met, and we just dig into it. So again, sl-ministries.com, and check us out. And God bless, and hope to see you.